We had this guy on last week. I remember we talked about his belt last week. How's the music?
Oh, nice.
Oh man.
Ooh.
What's this chap's name?
Archipelago.
Okay.
Or Archipelago for our
Archipelago.
American listeners.
Archipelago, yeah. Yeah, man, you're gonna have to fix a lot of stuff. You got too much weight on the bar for one. Your chest is collapsed. You're looking straight down, which tends to pull the chest down. And then whenever you're coming up, you're driving your head up because your chest is down. You feel like you have to pull it back into extension. So when you come out, you already need to have your chest up. You got too much weight on this bar. You're squatting more high than you are low. You're squatting closer to the lockout than you are to actual depth. So take off a bunch of weight. Get your chest up in the beginning, keep it up, knees out, bend over, and get your hips below your knee. If you're filming yourself and your hips are not below your knee, it doesn't count as a squat. So you got to get to where you can hit depth consistently before you put any more weight on that bar.
Definition of it in the beginning. So if you're just kind of squatting and you're just like, oh, that feels like depth, but you're not actually kind of pulling that out and then seeing what's actually happening, from this third-party perspective. Sometimes that's a coach. Sometimes that's, someone who lives with you who's just like, yeah, it kind of looks like depth. Or it's you watching your own videos. You have to be checking in on these things. So there's a lot of good things to this where it's just like, the stance, it's a little bit wide, but you have a good toe angle. You're shoving the knees out. You're trying to lean over. You're keeping your gaze somewhat down. It's a little bit too down. So it's not a complete train wreck, but the depth definitely is high. I would just go back down to just the empty bar, run another expedited LP, start with the bodyweight squat, and then just figure out where depth is for you, man. You have pretty long legs and a relatively shorter torso, so you're going to have to lean over more than you think. But just take a ton of videos, even if you just kind of leave it running the whole time. And then just make sure you are actively aware of what you're doing. You need to get that crease of your hip right below the top of your knee.